thank you so much for clicking on, tuning in, and generally listening to us on the Everyone Active podcast. I am one of your hosts, I'm Jo.
And I'm the other one of your hosts, and I'm Michelle. How are you?
Good, better now. Had that horrific cough, flu-y, ooky. So sorry that there was a little pause in episodes
You
going
actually
out.
lost your voice, didn't you?
2.5 weeks. Don't get it wrong, there was a lot of people that thought that was great, but
That's
no.
rude.
2.5 weeks silence.
Did you do signs?
I actually went prepped for a cycle class with cue cards.
Love it.
Literally written out cue cards until I remembered that actually there's a great big stonking screen behind me. And people can just follow that. But I only went back when I had an actual voice.
Oh, bless you.
But yeah, 2.5 weeks.
That's really dull.
But rested.
Good girly.
Ate well.
Good girly.
Recovered and didn't go back in at 100%. Went back teaching a class. Then I did 2 classes and built up. So we're back, but we're back. Yay. What are we talking about today?
Today, we're going to talk about training for teenagers. So,
Yes.
what they can do, what's best kind of activities for them to do, what they shouldn't do, what's going to help them, what's going to hinder them, etc.
Yay.
Fancy it?
Let's do it.
Let's dive in. So if we're talking about teenagers, just so people aren't aware, what do we deem as being teenagers in our fitness world?
So in the fitness world, we would define adolescence.
Yep.
So an adolescent body being up until you are 21. I know, mind blown. So that is because we are still growing, we are still developing. So all the science and the research that has been done is we stop around about that 21-ish years of age in terms of our growth and development.
Yeah.
At Everyone Active,
Yep.
we have junior active.
Yep, so that's 11 to 15. Well
there.
done.
And then we have our 16 plus membership. So that can then include group exercise classes.
Yeah.
But I think we should be focusing on our 11 to 15-year-old
Yes.
junior active sessions to start off with.
Okay, so, we're sitting obviously in your lovely studio today. We're in Everyone Active Harpenden today. We've gone on the road. Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
And where we're sitting, we can actually see out onto the gym floor.
We can.
And I can see lots of young people on your gym floor.
There are. Do you know what? Yes. It's a phenomenal gym, and shout out to all the Harpenden members. I'm going to throw it out there and say there's actually a lot of teenagers that probably want to do a little bit more.
Yes.
Which is absolutely fine. But we really need you to understand how your body's growing, how it's developing, and also if you overtrain now, you are going to be damaging your health and your body's development in the future.
Yeah.
So at Everyone Active, we do our junior active, and it's a supervised session. So there will...
So sorry to interrupt you.
No.
So if I've got a son or a daughter that's between that age bracket of being 11 to 15, do I have to come in the gym with them? Do I put them on via the app, or how does that work? Just people that aren't aware.
So you're going to have to sign them up for a junior active membership. So junior membership.
So that's the membership in their own right, isn't it?
That is their own
And that
right.
means they get looked after as that particular age bracket, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then they are given an introduction to the gym. So I know the power of social media, and I know there are a million training plans out there, and you will see 14, 15, 16-year-old, and I'm going to use the word ripped teenagers.
Yeah.
We'll park that there. When you sign up to your membership, you are given an introduction by a qualified, so it's an additional qualification that you have to get as a gym member or a personal trainer to be able to work with an adolescent body. And I don't want to sound patronising in any which way through this podcast, but I'm just going to be referring as an adolescent because that's how we define it in the fitness industry. And yes, you are probably going to be able to run further than me, jump higher than me, lift heavier than me. But in terms of science and in terms of the fitness industry, you are classed as an adolescent.
Yeah.
And there are different forms of training that you should be undertaking or you shouldn't be undertaking to do it
Yeah, now
safely.
that's interesting because I am the mother of two lovely boys, as we know, boys. So one of which is almost 20 and one is almost 17. And all they want to do is go in onto the gym floor and lift heavy things. And that's all they want to do. And that's all their friends want to do. Which I think is interesting because it's kind of that's all they all want to do. They don't think of anything else apart from just being able to lift really heavy and do explosive moves. And do you find that on the gym floor here at Harpenden?
Yes, so that's why we've got supervised sessions now. And it's really important. And from a parent's perspective, absolutely, you want your child to grow, you want your child to develop, you want them to have independence and feel amazing. It is absolute credit to every parent and every adolescent teenager that has gone, do you know what, I'm going to the gym. That's amazing. That is a huge, big tick, physically, mentally, socially. Hats off. But parents, when your children are in a gym environment, their bodies are still developing, they are still growing, our hormones are still changing. They've not yet reached the height that they're going to be. Their joints and their bones and their growth plates.
That's the thing, isn't
are not fully developed. So we make a point of making the sessions supervised because we don't want people repping out a huge chest press.
So that usually means it's within there's a specific times, isn't there, in the gym that are junior active times, and you can clearly see that, can't you, when you're booking on.
So it's
really
as long
important,
as you've had
I think, that people take note of that and don't try and think, I'm going to pretend that I'm a certain age so I don't have to go to that, which I think, again, having spoken to my own sons, that's definitely what they want to do. They don't want to sometimes go to those junior sessions.
Definitely. And guys, I know that you want to train, and absolutely, parents, we want our children to be healthy. But don't try and knock the system that's in there for the safety of your children.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yes, absolutely, come and use the facilities. And nobody likes being confined. But the science behind it is, if you don't, let's do this point, if you don't have a all-over body workout, you're putting too much pressure on an underdeveloped body in a certain area.
And I think that's very interesting because certainly when I'm training in the gym, I hear that boys, today's, it's leg day today, today's push day. It's kind of, you hear all these things, all this terminology that I think they see a lot on social media. They possibly don't even sometimes understand exactly what the implications are of that at their age.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, we've got, from Team GB, phenomenal athletes, gymnasts, rugby players, football players, go the Lionesses, whoop, whoop. But these are coached adolescents. So they've got a nutritionist, a doctor, a personal trainer, a strength and development coach. They've got
all that behind them, haven't they?
Absolutely. And the whole time, and they know and they understand and they track their sleep. They know how much water they've drunk. They fit their studies in, and it's all timetabled in with their training. So that's a massive difference. And that's absolutely their inspirations. And I am absolutely all for
agree.
But when you are in a gym environment, the boundaries that are in place because you haven't brought along with you a nutritionist, a sports coach, a strength and development coach. You haven't got your team behind you. So that's why we just really need to stress in this episode again that you need to be whole body. Whole body workout. And going back to your lads, of course they're going to be wanting to develop their strength, and of course they're going to be building their muscles. Hi, Cam.
Hi, MJ.
But how's their cardio going?
That's interesting. So I think I've told you, my younger son plays basketball, and I'm always sort of going on to making sure you're doing your cardio. Does he do cardio, Joe? No, he doesn't, because all he wants to do is build.
So then we've got to, as experts in the industry, look and go, okay, how actually your muscles might be physically strength, but do you know what the best muscle in your body is? It's your heart. And if we aren't putting our cardio training in, there is potentially a repercussion.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm gonna call him out, Rory, when we were talking about strength and the days that he has to put his cardio in. He doesn't like it. He doesn't love it. He'll put his earphones on, and sometimes he's well out of breath. And the chance of me getting him to a cycle class,
Is it about the same as getting me to a cycle class?
Pretty much there. We're right there. But he knows how essential it is to his health, is to make sure he's thinking about strength and development in terms of your whole body.
Yeah, it's the whole body approach, isn't it, that we're always saying about?
Lungs, brain strength. So I think that's our major message for today is whole body training, but massive amounts of benefits to training your body correctly and doing a form of fitness when you are in your teenage years.
Yeah, I mean, even just sort of the whole, your development of your cognitive behaviour, but also I think it's just your mental health and well-being. It just is so important. And certainly for my boys, it's been a lifesaver for them. During lockdown, my eldest was discovered running and discovered an absolute passion for running.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he has kept that up. Cam, not quite so much. But yeah, he's kept that. So, again, but that was very much, he did that of a well-being rather than of a fitness mindset. He did that. And that's interesting. I think that some people find that and some others don't.
Yeah. And we'll go right back to basics. And we said at the beginning that it's absolute credit to any child and any parent carer that has got their child into a fitness facility.
Yeah.
Because it can be a little bit intimidating. But the fact that there is a teenager that's gone, do you know what? I want to look after my health. I want to be able to move when I'm in my 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to us as Everyone Active that we actually have dedicated sessions to such an important age. Like the moment you are in that habit, we've spoken so many times, and even with Tim, like when we say Tim,
we meant our guest last week. Amazing.
Running around the world. I'm sorry, what? Running around the world. He now coaches children and adults, but he works at the girls' school, and he said it's so important to have a routine and make it part of your lifestyle, because we know, and parents, carers, how difficult life can get.
Yes.
And if we create a habit now and we create an environment where somebody feels like they belong, they'll find their like-minded circle. And brilliant.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. And it's interesting, actually. So my younger son goes to the gym. He usually goes on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. They're the days that he goes to the gym. And what I've noticed is that even if his friends aren't going now, I still have to take him and drop him off. So he's got that motivation, and it's in his routine that's when he goes to the gym, regardless of whether his friends are there or not. And he can just train on his own, which I think is amazing.
That is absolutely awesome.
It's real. He's totally dedicated and has got, it's that whole thing of getting it into your routine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And give them another 10 years when finding careers, traveling the world, like getting into life's slog. I mean, life is amazing. Let's just say life is amazing. But we know that we can have the slog along with it. And if that want and need and love of fitness and health and training and hydration is already implanted into that child's brain, what a skill, what an absolute bonus to be able to take into.
Exactly, it's a great thing to take into your adulthood, isn't it, as well? And what do you see that, when you're in the gym for a lot, you see lots going on. Mm-hmm. What do you see? Are there any trends going on at the moment you see with this age group? Or
well, you've summed it up with your boys. There are a lot of people, we can see you, well, I can't see you at the moment, but we can see you, that have gone in and are maybe using the gram and are trying to do growth and development.
Yeah.
So are doing the push day, the pull day, the leg day, with no background, nothing. And there might be a group of girls all just on the leg press, and that's what they've done. They've just trained legs for the day. When if you start a conversation and like sports coaches, teenagers, adults, everybody that is in the gym is obviously wanting to be there.
Yeah.
And we can speak to anybody. And when they get that little bit of knowledge about actually, do you know what? You might want to train whole body because of your growth, because of your development, because our hormones, they're not regulated.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And it's just that little spark, which is amazing. And then you'll see the same group of girls in the week after doing, okay, we're not just doing legs. We're going to do chest, we're going to do back, and we're going to do legs. But I am I love the fact that there are a younger generation that are now comfortable and confident coming into the gym, and they also make anybody, even if it's their first time session, feel comfortable and confident in the gym. And
Yes.
that's a huge barrier.
Yeah, they're very accepting, aren't they?
Definitely. But it's then taking that first barrier that's been broken and gone, actually, you're not 30, 40, 50 years old. We don't want you doing just chest exercises. And then it's that, but it's also the willingness to learn is phenomenal. Team Harpenden, you are amazing. I can actually see we've got some...
I can see them as well.
coming in for their training sessions, and that they'll listen. And we could speak about this a bit, I guess, but role models. I'm going to use the Lionesses. Like every bit of footage we have seen from behind the scenes of this World Cup, there have been... Have you noticed what bikes are in their training studio?
Oh, tell us which bikes are in there.
There are Kaiser bikes.
And which facilities have Kaiser bikes?
We do! So Kaiser bikes are our group cycle bikes. And the Lionesses, we know that their stamina has to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
They are strong. They are dynamic.
They're explosive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're plyometrics, like they're jumps. And you don't just see them lifting weights. You see them rehabbing. You see them out running. You see them walking. You see them on the Kaiser bikes. So it's taking that form of positivity and role models and showing actually we don't just sit on the same piece of kit.
Yeah.
We do our whole body to make us the best at what we are out there to achieve.
And also, I think if some people aren't comfortable coming onto the gym floor, facilities have got swimming pools, you could get badminton courts. It was, funny enough, last night, my sons were both talking, and we've realised that Cameron is actually probably a centimetre shorter than his older brother, who's 3 years older than him. So it caused a little bit of friction in the house last night, which ended up with them both standing in front of me saying, we're going to go and sort this out now because I'm better at badminton than he is. No, I'm better than you are. So off they went and booked a badminton court because they again, wanted to just prove a point. But so it doesn't have to be going into the gym and lifting. You know, it can be any kind of activity. Cameron did win, but let's not go there. I know.
Bless him.
Poor MJ.
But on that point, we have studios around the country where there will be yoga sessions.
Yeah.
There will be running sessions. There will be adolescent circuit classes.
There's all sorts, isn't there? There's all sorts of specialist classes as well, aren't there?
Yeah, and we've said it before, but it is a specific fitness qualification that you have to get. So people leading those sessions have gone through the training.
Yeah.
We understand the development.
Yes.
And don't be put off. And if you have a child that you think wants to get in to fitness but doesn't want to use the gym, as you've said, we've got the swimming pools. There might be other sessions on that they can come to. And it's also really, I think it's a lovely thing with Everyone Active, and this does happen across the country, is we've got a lot of links with local schools.
Yes.
So the schools will come in and do their gym session in the gym.
Yes.
So you've then got your sports coaches, your sports teachers, our adolescent trained personal trainers supervising 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
We've got that in Spelthorne contract. We have that. Hi, Everyone Active Sunbury. We have that there, and they come in and use the equipment. It's amazing.
And the basketball coaches, basketball courts, swimming sessions. So if you are a school teacher around an Everyone Active facility, please don't be afraid to approach us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got the facilities, and it is fundamental that we make sure the younger generation move.
Yeah. And some of our facilities have got amazing facilities. I was up at our site up in Moorways, and it's got a massive running track. It's up sort of past Leicester.
Okay.
Amazing facility, huge running track, big stadium. And I just think, oh my goodness. I mean, I used to love doing 100-metre sprints and things. That would have been amazing.
Yes.
And again, it was very much the community used those facilities. And again, just introducing that age group to different elements of fitness, because as I say, not everyone wants to come into a studio, not everyone wants to go in the gym floor, but it just gets everyone moving. It's amazing. Honestly, some of the facilities at Everyone Actives are out of this world.
So parents, schools, if you are a teen and listening to this, thank you.
Thank you.
But please, just absolutely come along. A massive point that I don't think it really affected us as much when we were in our teens. Pressures of, we've always had pressures of friends, pressures potentially of magazines, but now it's 24/7. It's constant. So mental health, and I think we're all well aware to the fact that we've seen the stats on mental health, especially mental health in teenagers.
Yes.
And the benefits of being able to move, being able to exercise, to understand the hormones that are released, to not counteract, that's too much of a statement, but we release happy hormones when we are training.
Yeah.
And the toughness of exam results, studying, what your friends are doing, have I got the right clothes?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
do I
there's
look
a picture
certain way?
here.
Yeah.
That picture's then going to be with me
forever.
I do often say I'm really glad that social media wasn't around when I was a teenager.
I totally agree with you.
Oh my goodness. But the training side that we're never going to understand, because we're not a teenager. We're never going to understand the mental pressure of what being a teenager in 2023 is. But we understand the science behind that mental health, but we also understand the science behind the importance of training.
And I think it's about just trying to educate them, isn't it? My children won't listen to me, obviously, because I know nothing.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I know, literally, it's so funny. You know, they'll come and go, oh, Mum, you know, my eldest plays football a lot. Oh, this really hurts. And I say, oh, I'll give you some stretches. And he looks at me, don't worry, I'll look them up. And I kind of do make the joke. I say, if only you knew someone that knew how to help you with that. Doesn't ask.
Oh, rude. So we have to open the doors.
Yes.
Gently nudge.
Not drop kick.
I'm going to give him a shout out. On gym floors, you will find a whole age range of personal trainers, of gym team members. So you will have probably 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, all the way through to us in our 40s, 50s, 60s. Go on.
I thought you were going to leave out 40s, then I was going to go, let's pretend that. 40s, defo.
So if you know your child wants to but doesn't know quite how to, our teenage and early teens, gym floor team members, personal trainers are so approachable.
Yeah.
And they've got the knowledge and they've been there and they've done that and they do understand the mental pressures. Talk to them. Literally just go over and talk to them. Because they're a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, they are, and totally untapped a lot of the time, aren't they?
They will tell you it straight, absolutely straight.
Bless them. We love them.
Oh, they're epic. They're epic. And whilst we're talking about mental health, physical health.
Yes.
Physical health. We, and again, science is out there, are becoming more of a sedentary community, society.
Totally.
So we are moving less. We're sitting more, we're moving less, we're not using what our bodies can do.
Yeah.
So we're not walking, we're now getting in the car. We're not walking the stairs, we're now getting a lift.
Yeah.
The fundamentals of how our body works, we're starting to ignore and we're starting to tick. And there are now some horrible statistics and horrible science out there saying that we are now at a level where children could potentially be passing before their parents.
Yes.
Because of...
It's actually quite shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. Because of lack of movement, because of lack of physical activity, because of lack of understanding the importance of movement, because of lack of understanding of hydration, because of lack of understanding of nutrition. So whilst you've got a facility that will welcome, and we will welcome.
Yes.
We will absolutely welcome, albeit within boundaries, because those boundaries are there for safety.
Yeah.
Children in.
Yeah. And again, it's getting them into that routine from an early age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep saying it, don't we? Get them into a routine.
And whilst we're talking about physicalities, so we've done the importance of training.
Yeah.
And it is the same for a child, but we've obviously got to operate within those safety boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many times I can say that actually there's boundaries in place because it's for safety reasons of their growth development.
It's quite important, Jo.
It's really important. And it's everything that we've spoken about. So prevention of injuries, prevention of onset health diseases when they are older. If we don't tap into our teenagers now, meh.
And also, I think another thing, I don't know if you notice this, but flexibility, certainly my boys don't do any kind of stretching and flexibility work at all. And it's quite horrifying how
massive case.
stiff they are. And I think, oh my goodness.
MJ and Cam, they are active. They do basketball. They do strength training, rehab afterwards, stretching afterwards, Pilates, yoga, body balance, anything?
Nothing.
Ew. And then
They don't even stretch a lot of the time. So MJ will go and play a couple of games of football back to back, doesn't even, and then comes hobbling home, doesn't even stretch.
And it's
I'm shouting you out now.
we are you're live on a
It's really good that
podcast.
they
It's
never
gonna be
ever
like-
watch this because I'm just too horrifying. Apparently.
Although you do know that they could turn around and go, when you get on a cycle bike, Mum, I will start my yoga, Pilates and stretching sessions. I got you, lads. I got you that one. And I will do Zumba. There we go. I've said it. You can come and make my 2 left feet try and go right.
see my finger.
But flexibility. So we know flexibility when we are older. And yes, it might not affect your bodies now.
Yes.
But even when you are late 30s and early 40s,
Comes back on you, doesn't it?
oh my goodness, and our hormones change. And girls, do you know what? It is absolutely going to affect us because our hormones do change.
They do.
They massively change. And you don't want to be stuck in a car because your body is now going, I can't move. Like
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
I've put too much pressure through my joints. I've not looked after my ligaments,
stuff, yeah.
tendons. I've not looked after my muscles. And they've just gone, no.
Yeah.
And then when you go, oh, but I want to do this and I want to do that, that's when your injuries will start coming. And that is when you will end up doing more serious damage.
Yes, exactly.
So along with that whole body training and our cardio and our strength, please get that flexibility.
Yes. Boys.
Please get
Boys
it
of the Laurie
going.
household.
Oh dear. And a massive bonus that we've not spoken about, well, we've kind of tapped into it as well, is, and Tim spoke about it on the last episode, you will find like-minded people.
Yeah, the community aspect, definitely.
And it's tough, like, because you might just be socialising with people from school, but guess what? Not everybody from your school is going to be in the
Yeah.
gym. They're not all going to be in that yoga class. You're going to find a different network of people. And what a bonus.
I know. I won't tell you some of the comments that my boys come home with from the gym about some of the lovely young ladies that they've seen at the gym. Again, could be a bonus.
There we go.
Who knows?
Everything's a win-win.
Bless them. So I've got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are walking around the gym floor here at Lovely Harps, hi, do you see people like of this age group training maybe just for aesthetic reasons, do you feel, rather than...
Yes. Although there's some people, regardless of age, I've seen you all checking out yourselves in their mirrors. I've seen those selfies get popped up, tagging in Harpenden. And you know what? Awesome. Awesome that you're looking after yourself. But we're going back to the developing teenage
Yeah.
body. Don't go for aesthetics right now. Think about health. Think about longevity. Think about, do you know what? You do want to be here in a week's time, month's time,
Yeah.
10 years' time.
Yeah.
And think about your whole growth. Like, don't just go, right, I've got to bust out this because I want to get the biceps pumped. You are still growing. You are still developing.
Yeah.
You have many a year to be able to get that pump, to get that growth. Please train safely in order to operate to the best of you.
And I think there needs to be a bit more patient.
I'm sorry, what's that word?
Just thinking of my own children.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a therapy session for me here today.
Nothing. But the human body, we are not a piece of, we are an amazing machine,
Yeah.
but we are not a piece of plastic that just sticks
Just clicks in,
together.
yeah.
We are not a piece of Meccano that's going to fit a bolt and go. We are a living, breathing,
And it's ever evolving, isn't
developing-
it? Yeah.
Absolutely. And it is what we put in us, what our environment is around us, what we are doing to
Yeah,
our
absolutely.
bodies needs to be factored in. So don't think about the aesthetic point right now. Think about your overall health and overall movement.
Amazing.
And I've just got to say, parents, carers, it's up for us to encourage, not push.
Yes.
encourage. There's a very big difference.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
That's all we've got time for today.
It is. We should say to parents, absolutely reach out. Parents, carers, anybody that is bringing up a gorgeous adolescent, like, please feel free to email in any questions.
Any questions, yeah.
Maybe a therapy session, as Michelle said. We got you. Michelle's got you. She's there.
I'm here for you.
We've got it. But please do email any questions in. We are
podcast@everyoneactive.com.
Amazing. But team, thank you so much for listening to us.
Thank you.
And we will see you again soon.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel. What we're going to talk about next series? Is it the next episode is going to be about...
We got PT! Personal training.
Joe's going to be loving the next one. So we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.